welcome you all to the ninth session of our Exporters Clinic initiative. And today's topic of discussion is Authorized Economic Operator Certification, Benefits, Process and Opportunities for Exporters. जैसा कि आप लोग सब जानते हैं, AEO status by the Indian Custom provide exporters, importers, faster clearances, DPD and DP facility, reduced weight bank guarantees, deferred duty payments, lower risk profiling, faster drawback refunds, and even global recognition. Our guest faculty of today's exporters training is Mr. Sudhakar Kasture. He is a leading consultant in international trade for the past 40 years. He is a renowned consultant and advisor to many national and multinational corporations, public limited and private limited companies, and various export promotion councils and trade associations as well. He is a mentor director at Exam Institute, which was founded by him to impart vocational training in the field of international trade. Over the last 2 decades, he has trained over 5,000 students. He is also a guest faculty for National Academy of Customs and Direct Taxes and Narcotics, Nasim, Mumbai. So I welcome you, Mr. Sudhakar Kasture.
Thank you.
हमारे साथ हमारे कई निर्यातक जुड़ गए हैं. मैं कस्तूरे साहब से निवेदन करने से पहले जो अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन दें, मैं सबसे अनुरोध करूंगा कि वो इस प्रेजेंटेशन को ध्यानपूर्वक सुने और कोई भी क्वेश्चन if they have, they can pose that question in the end. We'll give sufficient time to each and one of you to raise your hand and pose your query. So over to you, Mr. Sudhakar Kasture.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, friends. Allow me one minute to share the presentation. So today we are going to talk about authorized economic operator. I will explain you all that is connected with this. What are the general provisions? What are the benefits? What is the eligibility condition and criteria? And what compliance issues you are supposed to look into. So to begin with general provisions of AEO. ये जो कंसेप्ट है AEO की, this is originated in USA and it is known as CTPAT, originally known as CTPAT. This was post 9/11 attack on World Trade Center, and one of the major reason was that where was the security lack in the whole system that such a disastrous attack, terrorized attack is made on World Trade Center where 3,000 people died. So the US government has thought of creating this Customs Trade Partnership Against Terrorism, CTPAT. And this was primarily for customs and border protection, multi-layered cargo enforcement strategy. When you want multi-layered cargo enforcement strategy, then you have to think of international supply chain. Not only international supply chain, highest level of cargo security. And for this, you require close cooperation with the principal stakeholders. Who are the principal stakeholders? Importers, carriers, consolidators, licensed customs brokers, manufacturers. क्योंकि if you really want safety of the cargo through and through, then it is always said that you start looking from where the cargo originates. अगर आप एक सील्ड कंटेनर लोड करते हैं शिप पर, the ship goes to the port. If it is next delivery to the port and nothing is going to happen on the way, then cargo is safe to that extent. But when cargo moves through different intermediaries, different ports, long voyages, sometimes transshipment, then all the intermediaries also play a very important role when it comes to the delivery. And therefore, this was a comprehensive understanding, और इसकी जब इसकी शुरुआत हुई तो an agreement is made to work with customs to protect supply chain, identify security gaps, implement specific security measures, and follow the best practices. Today, in CTPAT program in US, you have more than 11,400 certified partners. Who are these partners? They include US importers, exporters, US and Canada highway carriers, US Mexico highway carriers, rail and sea carriers, custom brokers, marine port authority, terminal operators, freight consolidators, ocean transportation intermediaries and non-operating common carriers, Mexican and Canadian manufacturers, and Mexican long-haul carriers, all of whom account for over 52% by value of cargo imported into the US. Why Canada, Mexico joined together? Because it was a group of NAFTA, North African three countries, North American three countries, US, Canada, and Mexico. And there is a lot of cross border trade between these countries. So, beginning starts with this. Remember these four words: supply chain, identifying security gaps, implementing specific security measures, and follow the best practices of the world. If you understand these four, you understand what is the basic, because the same concept has been converted into AEO, and this program was launched internationally with a view to secure international supply chain. WCO has launched this program in June 2005, adopted the SAFE framework of standards, and then it continued. It has provided benefits to both importers, exporters, customs brokers, supply chain people put together. And the biggest thing that was talked about is faster customs clearances, simplified customs procedures, and security guarantee in respect of their role in the supply chain. So when WCO adopted this, WCO is an organization where you have 186 members, 186 countries, customs administrations are members of this, and they have committed to implementing this SAFE framework. That is how it got into this. This program was originally launched in India in August 2011, but it has gained momentum from June 2016. Why this happened? क्योंकि उस जमाने में वन ऑफ द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ फाइलिंग एन एप्लीकेशन वाज कि आपके खिलाफ कोई शो कॉज नोटिस इशू नहीं होनी चाहिए. ऐसा किसी को मिलना मुश्किल था. कहीं ना कोई शो कॉज रहती थी, एंड दैट इज व्हाई in June 2016, when the format was amended and government said, okay, show cause notices might have been issued, we'll fix up a criteria, and based on that criteria, we'll accept and we'll go ahead with the whole thing. So that is how it started gaining momentum. Now, who is the authorized economic operator? It's very interesting if you look at the definition. It says party involved in the international movement of goods in whatever function that has been approved by or on behalf of National Customs Administration as complying with WCO or equivalent supply chain security standards. So, whosoever commits to the supply chain security standards as created by WCO and approved by National Customs can be called an AU. और AU कौन हो सकता है? Authorized economic operators include manufacturers, importers, exporters, brokers, carriers, consolidators, intermediaries, port, airport, terminal operators, integrated operators, warehouses, and distributors. These are all functionaries of movement of goods, supply chain functionaries connected with import export activities. And in India, we have covered this under one category. That category is called LO. LO stands for logistic operator. तो ये लोग logistic operators, whatever kind of logistic operator, he can be AEO. Importer exporters can be AEO. Manufacturers can be AEO. So we launched this program, as I told you, in August 2011. And one beautiful thing you must understand. The objective of AEO program is to provide businesses with an internationally recognized quality mark, indicating their commitment to security in the international supply chain. Therefore, if you have AEO certification, the buyer trusts you more, and this is going to be much more important in what is happening in international world today, like Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Gaza, USA-Iran, and security played an important role. So much so that if you look at the insurance premiums, they have skyrocketed. If your cargo is passing through Middle East, particularly Hormuz, that is why this becomes much more important. और ये सही अर्थों में इंटरनेशनल रिकॉग्निशन है. जैसे you have another recognition which is Indian recognition. You are 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star export house. But this is national recognition. This is not necessarily recognized by the countries abroad. But as far as AEO concerned, it is recognized by all countries where WCO is a member. What it basically talks of? It talks of three things. One, who is a AEO registered person, he should give guarantee for compliance, transparency, and auto control. In return, customs will give him trust, simplification, and facilitation. This is how the system is evolving. Eligibility क्या है? Applying for AEO status is a business decision depending on the role of business entity in the supply chain and its willingness to acquire the benefit flowing by acquiring AEO status. Anyone involved in international supply chain that undertakes customs related activity in India can apply for AEO irrespective of the size of the business. But there is no provision to grant AEO status to a specific site, division, or branch of legal entity of the applicant. The application must cover all the activities and locations of legal entity involved in the international supply chain. जहाँ आपका वेयर हाउस हो, दैट साइट विल ऑल्सो गेट. जिस पोर्ट से आप कर रहे हैं, जहाँ आपकी फैक्ट्री, जहाँ एक्सपोर्ट का माल बनता है, ऑल दैट. Businesses that are not involved in customs related work or activities will not be entitled to apply. A bank cannot apply for AEO status. Insurance company cannot apply for AEO status because उनकी जो activity है that is not related to custom related work. Can a newly established company can apply for AEO status? As per Indian AEO requirements, the applicant should have business activities for at least 3 financial years preceding the financial year of date of application. अगर आप 26-27 में एप्लीकेशन कर रहे हैं, you should have records, you should have business activities 23-24, 25, 24-25 and 24-26. Then only you can apply. Now let me give you the application process for Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 and LO, Logistic Operator. क्या छोटे एक्सपोर्टर को AEO लेना पॉसिबल है? Yes. The eligibility says you must be involved in custom related activities operating for 3+ years and filed at least 25 documents in the previous financial year. 25 शिपिंग बिल अगर आपने फाइल किए हैं, 25 बिल ऑफ एंट्रीज फाइल की है, या दोनों में से कोई एक चीज फाइल की है, आप इंपोर्ट या एक्सपोर्ट में इन्वॉल्व हैं, तो यू आर एलिजिबल फॉर अप्लाइंग फॉर दिस. First time users must register on the AEO web portal using the IC linked mobile number and email ID. Application submission for Tier 1 first category, online filing Annexure 1 and Annexure 1 में जनरल कंप्लायंस आएंगे, Annexure 2 में लीगल, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, कमर्शियल रिकॉर्ड्स, फाइनेंशियल सॉल्वेंसी, इस टाइप के कंप्लायंसेस आएंगे. Application submission require a combination of online filing and manual submission of annexure documents. Processing time Tier 1 के लिए 30 to 45 days, Tier 2 के लिए 2 and 3 के लिए 3 months to 6 months, because this involves physical verification of your factory, warehouse, etc. अगर एप्लीकेशन में डिफिशियंसी आई, if documents are incomplete or missing, AEO cell will issue a deficiency email. Applicant must submit additional submission documents through the additional documents button on the AEO portal. After addressing deficiencies, the application moves back to the approval process. तो जब deficiency mail issue होती है, to the process of completing is stopped, and the moment you submit the application, it moves back to the approval process. Upon approval, the AEO certificate is generated and sent via email, digitally signed. Validity T1 and T2 3 years, T3 and logistic operators 5 years. Renewal is through an annual self-declaration, T1 के लिए, and T2, T3 or LO requires a new application before the validity expires. So, AEO forms and annexures, Annexure 1 and 2 for Tier 1, Annexure A to E5, Tier 2, Annexure A to F, Tier 3, and if you are a logistic operator, Annexure A to E5. This is the process that you have to carry out. These documents you have to file. MSME benefit, reduced documentation is available, and physical submission if required by the concerned authority. So this is how the process has to be followed. Reference documents are listed here. Master circular, simplification and rationalization of processing of T1 applications, extension of validity, special measures to facilitate MSME, online filing of AEO T2 and T3, online filing of AEO LO. I have given you all the basic circulars so that you get complete idea. You can read this and file. Of course, I am going to explain you all the processes, but please understand these are your reference documents. If you look at, as I told you, it started in 2016 and then onwards 2018, 2020, 21, 23. All these circulars have been issued. First, let us understand what is the objective of AEO program. One, to provide business entities with an internationally recognized certification. to recognize business entities and secure and reliable trading partners. Today, if you ask me what is currently happening, USA, Canada, mm, developed countries, European Union, UK, Japan, Korea, each one respects the AEO status. If you are AEO tier 2 or tier 3, there is likelihood that you will get more orders because you are a trusted partner. And in India, it may not be seen so much in depth, but definitely abroad, particularly in developed countries, this is seen. And what it guarantees you? To incentivize business entities through defined benefits, which will save their time and save their cost. एक एग्जांपल मैं आपको बता दूं, अगर आप टायर 2 एईओ होल्डर है, shipping company is also tier logistic operator AEO holder, and your custom broker is also logistic operator AEO holder, and your goods are going to USA, where the importer is also AEO. If this chain is complete, there is no likelihood of your container being opened in US. You know what is the cost if the container is opened for the purpose of inspection? The cost is close to $1,500 to $2,000. Because of the security standards, they don't open it. They'll take the container to a safe place, and all that financial burden has to be borne by you. But if the entire chain shows that they have security, government approved security standard, then this will not happen. So it will save you money, it will save you time. Ability to demonstrate compliance with security standards when contracting to supply overseas importers, exporters. Enhance border clearance privileges in mutual recognition agreement. This is a new area that is coming up in a big way. We have signed MRAs with 9 countries. We are signing MRAs with another 30 countries. Minimal security related disruption to flow of cargo. Reduction in dwell time and related costs. And customs advice assistance if trade faces unexpected issues of customs. These are prime benefits available to AEO holders. What are the benefits according to the Indian methodology? Common benefits for all tiers. High level of facilitation in imports and exports, ensuring shorter cargo release time, faster delivery hogi. Facility of direct port delivery for import containers and direct port delivery for export containers. If you think products like automobile components, aerospace components, this is critically important. It saves a lot of money. ID cards for authorized personnel. Wherever feasible, separate space earmarked in custodian's premises. So this is also for those companies which are having big imports, big exports, and they want separate space that can be earmarked. Reduction in quantum of bank guarantee, जहाँ bank guarantee की requirement है, it is reduced to 25% for tier 2, no requirement to furnish bank guarantee for tier 3. Investigation in customs, central excise, service tax, whatever old issues that were pending will finish within 6 to 9 months. Dispute resolution at the adjudicating authority within 6 months, tribunal, etc. Exemption from regular transactional post customs audit with on-site PCA conducted at defined intervals. So you can carry this out. So custom activities become simpler, audit activities become simpler. Email notifications regarding arrival, departure of vessels. 24/7 clearance on request at all seaports and imports with no merchant overtime fee. What are additional benefits? This so far what we have talked about is related to AEO Tier 1. Now let us look at higher Tier 2. Waiver of seal verification. scrutiny of documents for non-DP cargo, priority scanning of selected containers, most importantly, deferred payment scheme. Deferred payment, so whatever you clear, you have to pay duty 30 days. Earlier, this time was 15 days. So you get a deferment of 30 days. By custom notification 13 by 2016. In other words, if you are importing something, duty will be deferred by a month. And if your manufacturing process or making process is finished during that particular time and you export the goods, naturally you will not borrow money towards payment of duty from the bank. It will save your interest cost also. Faster drawback within 72 hours. Priority processing of bill of entry and shipping bills. Facility of self-sealing of export goods. No need of case-to-case permission. Faster completion of special valuation branch proceedings. So these are all additional benefits you get for Tier 2 and Tier 3. Permission to paste MRP stickers at your premises. Access to consolidated export-import data. Facility to submit paperless declarations. इसमें से कुछ चीजें ऐसी हैं which was introduced in 2016. Now today everything is moving on iSkate, and now we are coming out with better situation iSkate 2.0. और डॉक्यूमेंटेशन भी सारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन जा रहे हैं. Appointment of a client relationship manager at customs houses. So a person can be, you can be given a reference of a custom officer who is supposed to help you. Faster rebate, faster refund. Trade facilitation benefits from foreign customs administration through mutual recognition agreements. Containers not selected for scanning except on the basis of specific intelligence. So your examination of scanning of containers would be less. Assessing examining officers to rely on self-certified copies of documents. They may not insist on originals. Risk-based interventions. On request, on-site inspection can be provided that will avoid delay at customs, and rebate, etc., drawback, etc., you will get within 30 days. So some financial benefits gets added, less bank guarantee or no bank guarantee, faster release of funds for a drawback, faster refunds. So that will help you. And procedural aspects, sealing, all these things will help you improve your methodology. If you are a logistic operator or if you are a custom broker, waiver of bank guarantee to be furnished under Regulation 8, extended validity of licenses granted under Regulation 9, system manager to incorporate data of validity, waiver from fee for renewal of license under sub-regulation. So these are additional benefits that are given to custom brokers, and similar kind of benefits are given to warehouse operators, custodians or terminal operators, logistic service providers, etc., etc. So, as per Circular 33/2016, please remember Tier 1 T1 is granted to you based on documentary compliances. So, if your application is properly drafted, properly supported by documents, you will get it. For AEO Tier 2 and Tier 3, based on documentary compliances, factory visits, and security related issues. Because these are higher recognition, so this is something which has to be taken into account. As I told you in 2016, if you go back, there should be no show cause notice issued to them during the last 3 financial years. Now, earlier this was just show cause notice. Now it says there should be no show cause notice issued to them during last 3 financial years involving fraud, forgery, outright smuggling, clandestine removal of excisable goods, or cases where service tax has been collected from customers but not deposited. In other words, fraud, forgery, outright smuggling, clandestine removal of dutiable goods, or cases where GST has been collected from customers but not deposited to the government. Naturally, these are serious kind of offenses, and nobody will say that you should admit such people under AEO. If you are issued a normal show cause notice, then there is another provision made. There should be no case where prosecution has been launched or it's being contemplated against the applicant or its senior management. So, prosecution means offenses. Again, that is also understandable. Now, when it comes to show cause notices, with respect to other things, which is not fraud, forgery, etc., कुछ आपकी मिस्टेक हो गई, कहीं कुछ गलती हो गई कंप्लायंस में, उसकी शो कॉज नोटिस आपको आई है, तो गवर्नमेंट हैज अमेंडेड दैट एंड गवर्नमेंट हैज सेड if the ratio of disputed duty demanded or drawback demanded or sought to be denied in all the show cause notices issued under the Customs Act 1962 during the last 3 financial years to the total duty paid and drawback claimed during the said period is more than 10%. A review would be taken of the nature of cases and decision would be taken on issue or continuance of AEO status by AEO program manager. What does this practically mean? अगर मैं 10 लाख की ड्यूटी पे करता हूं on imports and my show cause notices are less than 1 lakh of rupees, then my case can be considered. Very simple way of understanding. If it is less than 10%, the duty demanded from you by the government, then what you have paid to the government, then your application can be considered. An applicant will also need to demonstrate that there is procedure in place to identify or disclose any irregularities or errors to the customs authority or other regulatory bodies. In other words, you must have a proper SOP. Third, take appropriate remedial action when irregularities or errors are identified. अगर कोई मिस्टेक आपके ऑपरेशंस में ढूंढी गई है, कुछ irregularity has been found, you must take remedial action. जैसे कंपनीज में इंटरनल ऑडिटर्स होते हैं, if they come out with some sort of a irregularity, then it is the responsibility of the company to take remedial action. Same story. There is one more aspect because this is a continuous operational area. Once an error has been identified, the applicant is expected to take steps to ensure that they do not happen again. अगर आपकी कोई मिस्टेक इरेगुलरिटी आपके पकड़ में आई है तो आपको केयर करनी है कि दोबारा वो न हो, at least to ensure that they are immediately remedied if they do arise, and you take all necessary steps. This has to be understood carefully well. What are the major requirements? There are two kinds of major requirements: managing commercial and transport records and financial solvency. How to look at this? Maintaining commercial and transport records, इसमें आपको इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स के हिसाब से जो भी एक्सेप्टेड अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल्स है वो आपको फॉलो करने, which is already there. If you are a private limited company and you have a CA, he knows all this. You should have an administrative setup which corresponds to the type and size of business which is suitable for the management of flow of goods and have internal controls. So internal audit department or how to stop illegal or irregular transactions, उसका चेक आपके पास क्या है. Wherever applicable, have satisfactory procedures in place for handling of licenses and authorizations connected to export import. कई बार ऐसा होता है, मैंने कई केसेस मेरे करियर में देखी है कि सर इसका ऑब्लिगेशन पेंडिंग है। भैया कितने दिन हुए? 18 महीने का टाइम था। पेंडिंग कितने दिनों से? 28 महीने से पेंडिंग है। तो 10 महीना आपने क्यों एक्शन नहीं ली, इस पर एक्सटेंशन का एप्लीकेशन क्यों नहीं किया? सर वो रह गया। This is not good for your own company's benefits. This is not good for your company's reputation. This is also creating a problem for your day to day work. So you must have proper compliances related to all authorizations issued in respect of export or import, advance authorization, EPCG authorization, EU का compliance, जो भी जरूरत हो, that you will have to follow. Satisfactory procedure in place to apply for companies to archiving of companies records. आप उसको सॉफ्ट कॉपी में कैसे रखते हैं, स्टोर कैसे करते हैं, प्रोटेक्शन क्या है फॉर द पीरियड. Ensure that employees are made aware. एम्प्लॉयज को सब बताया जाए. वो ऑल्सो इन्फॉर्म कस्टम्स अथॉरिटीज वेर एवर रिक्वायर्ड. अगर आपको कोई कंप्लायंस डिफिकल्टी है, टू ब्रिंग इट टू देयर नोटिस. सीक फॉर what best can be done. Establish suitable contacts to inform the customs authorities. Have satisfactory procedures for verifying accuracy of customs declaration. अगर आपने custom declaration related to section 46 and section 50 पढ़ा है, which says that every exporter or every importer has to comply, has to know, has to have the accurate information, वो आपको comply करना है. Have appropriate information technology security measures. So जैसे CCTV कैमरास है, इस टाइप की चीजें, प्रॉपर कंप्यूटर सिस्टम, और no unauthorized entry. All these things you have to follow. These are commercial and transport records. Financial solvency. Applicant must be financially solvent during the 3 financial years. The applicant should not be listed currently as insolvent or in liquidation or in bankruptcy. Applicant should not have defaulted in payment of custom duties. The applicant must submit an undertaking that he will submit the solvency certificate issued by statutory auditor. This is financial. Commercial and financial, both you have to take into account. Now, how do you make the application? When you look at the application, and applications are different for different categories, therefore, this is something we must see carefully. I made a chart. Annexure 1, application form. Annexure B, security plan. Annexure C, process map. Annexure D, site plan. Annexure E, self assessment form. सबके लिए कंपल्सरी, ऑल कैटेगरीज, T1, T2, T3, लॉजिस्टिक ऑपरेटर. Annexure E1, general compliances, legal compliances, managing commercial and transport records, financial solvency, safety and security. All this is required for T2, T3. It is written there what all you need to maintain. Annexure E5, safety and security, not required for T1 in a sense because it is given purely on documentation basis. Nobody visits your factory. For T2, yes, they will visit your factory. Business partner details. Who is your business partner? Shipping company, whatever connected with the supply chain. You have to give. Tier 1, Tier 2 not required. Tier 3, yes, because Tier 3 are those companies which are very big, large companies, and logistic operators. They are not supposed to give these details. So this is how, this is a generic information that you can look into. In case of cancellation of AEO Tier 1 or Tier 2, किसी भी कारण से, you can reapply for a period of 1 year. In case of cancellation of Tier 3 or AEO LO, logistic operator, will not be entitled to reapply for AEO certificate for a period of 3 years. Please understand. Tier 1, Tier 2, what government believes that there must be some mistakes because of that, some non-compliance issue because of that. But AEO Tier 3 and AEO Logistic Operator, these are two very serious issues as far as security of the cargo is concerned, safe movement of the goods is concerned, and therefore, if some shipping company's recognition has been cancelled, then the same shipping company will not be able to apply for AEO certificate at least for a period of 3 years, because that is considered as very serious issue. What is the mutual recognition agreement? Where two or more countries agree to recognize one another's conformity assessment. मुझे मेरा प्रोडक्ट लेबोरेटरी टेस्ट करवाना है, अगर गवर्नमेंट ये कहती है कि इट शुड बी डन ओनली बाय इंटरनेशनली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड लेबोरेटरी, naturally my cost is higher. But tomorrow Korea says that I will accept your national laboratories as certified by your government, you accept my national laboratories as certified by my government, and if both the countries agree to this, then your cost of inspection gets reduced. Most important aspect. They have become increasingly common from WTO's formation. They have been forced within and among various trade blocs, including Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation (APEC) and European Union. MRAs are most commonly applied to goods, various quality controls. The term sometimes applied to agreements on the recognition of professional qualifications as well. China has mutual recognition agreements with 36 countries. EU has MRAs with New Zealand, Australia, Canada, Switzerland, China, USA, Turkey. US has MRAs with number of countries: EU, Canada, Mexico, China, Japan, South Korea, several European countries. As far as India is concerned, we have operationalized MRAs with 9 countries, including UAE, Spain, Australia, Singapore, USA, South Korea, Taiwan, and Malaysia. India and Australia signed a mutual recognition agreement in September 2025, and we are negotiating with over 30 nations, including Japan, South Africa, and various regions such as European Free Trade Agreement. In other words, inspection of your cargo based on the national laboratory certificate is accepted. And if you are a Tier 2 or Tier 3, as I told you, physical examination of cargo will also be not required. If importer is AEO holder, you are also a AEO holder. And mostly where you are exporting goods to developed countries, this will play an important role because inspection cost is very high in most of the developed countries. Now,
सर इसमें इंटरप्ट करें सर, आपने बहुत अच्छा पीपीटी बनाया सर। अगर हम थोड़ा सा एफएक्यू कर लें, क्योंकि लोगों की क्वेरीज अब जनरेट हो रही होंगी, लोगों को इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल गई।
I am just going to give basics. That's all. If it takes 10 minutes more, no problem. I will reply queries. Compliance issue, you need premises security, you need cargo security, you need personal security, you also need conveyance security, procedural security, security training and trade awareness, premises security. Let me give you an idea what it is. Premises security, आपके premises secured है, CCTV कैमरा है, अगर फैक्ट्री है तो कंपाउंड वॉल है, बार्ब वायर फेंसिंग है. कार्गो सिक्योरिटी, कौन सा ट्रक आता है, कौन सा ट्रक जाता है, ऑथराइज्ड एंट्री है, नोटिंग है. पर्सनल सिक्योरिटी, सीसीटीवी कैमराज है, एरिया सिक्योरिटीज एरिया हैव बीन डिफाइंड, जो कार्गो आपको शिप करना है, जो इंपोर्ट कार्गो आना है, उसमें कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं हो, इसलिए उसकी चेकिंग की कोई अरेंजमेंट आपके पास है? एंड मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली, क्या यू हैव गिवन सिक्योरिटी ट्रेनिंग and trade awareness premises security, both things to your own people? These are your specific requirements that you got to comply with. और ये किस स्टैंडर्ड, इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड में कैसे होनी चाहिए, इसके लिए मैंने कुछ स्लाइड्स बनाई हैं. प्रीमाइसेस सिक्योरिटी, ensure security of international supply chain, ensure buildings to be used in connection, warehouse कैसा होना चाहिए, to restrict unlawful entry, etc. Personal security, personnel should be trained. These are the guidelines given for them. Employee identification, उसका कोई कार्ड, कोई most of the companies today you have electronic clearances. You have gate which is closed and you open it with your identity card. So those kind of things are taken into account. How to maintain that. Cargo security, properly identified or authorized person should have access to the cargo. Integrity cargo should be ensured by permanent monitoring or keeping in a safe locked area. कौन से स्टैंडर्ड आपको फॉलो करने हैं? Only authorized personnel should distribute container seals. Appropriate procedures should be laid down in measures to be taken. So goods should be uniformly marked or stored. नॉर्मल जो हम सिक्योरिटी की करते हैं, दिस इज टाइटन्ड सिक्योरिटी. Procedural security, develop, maintain security policy, procedural manual, which most of the companies already follow. Proper documentation of management procedures. We call it standard operating procedure, SOPs, amendment of those SOPs. Procedure should be in place. Drivers delivering or receiving cargo are positively identified. All shortages, coverages, overages are identified, intimated. So very strict monitoring is what is expected, because the moment you talk safe framework, the moment you talk security, please remember this has to be done. There is no other option. Conveyance security, require operators to report actual or suspicious incidents. These are all listed and these are taken from the best practices of the world and what government has communicated. So you can look into this. Security training you have to give to your own employees. They must include potential risk, maintaining cargo security, access control measures, identifying and reporting suspicious cargo. All that has to be taken into account. Records of security training must be maintained, made available for verification by the AEO program team and the customs. So, in conclusion, it is a good initiative to ensure safety and security of the cargo as well as expeditious clearance. If buyer, supplier, and logistic operator all are ADAU status holder, inspection and related processes would get reduced, thereby saving transaction costs. Mutual recognition agreements should be expedited to reduce transaction costs and improve automated compliances. As I already told you, 9 agreements are signed, 30 agreements are in place. But please remember one final point. All our documentation of export import today is online. Therefore, you should also have standard operating procedures. You should have methodology of checking things. And then there is a great possibility, because this is international recognition. If you have tier 2 or tier 3, automatically your orders will increase. Your impression in the overseas market will be far better. It's my habit to give a thought. I am a great fan of Buddha, because Buddha is the only person, he says you are responsible. No God is going to, it is your karmas that will. So, self control is strength, right thought is mastery, calmness is power. Always remember these three things. And let me tell you that there is a great possibility for all handicrafts people. I have done some research on this. There are total 3.5 crore non-resident Indians plus persons of Indian origin staying abroad. You know how much money they remit every year back to India? $128 billion. $1 billion is equivalent to 9,500 crores. So 9,500 crores multiplied by 128, इतना पैसा हमारे इंडियन ओरिजिन के लोगों से इंडिया में आता है. और इंडियन ओरिजिन के लोग, they have great liking for handicrafts. They have great likings for Indian, purely Indian origin related goods. I was doing a program in Tamil Nadu. So somebody was asking me, "Okay, I want to export lungis, original lungis." I said, very good. Even such products get a good possibility. You can reach out to your friends. You can create your websites. You can look into all this. And let me assure you, handicrafts has a great potential, because if you like something in handicrafts, handicrafts is seen by others and people normally inquire कि ये आपने कहाँ से लिया. So it automatically creates international connects. If you can think of this, there is a great potential to grow. So with this, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you so much. And now if you have any questions, I would like to reply them. Please feel free.
Thank you, Kasturi Saab. Thank you very much for that very insightful presentation. Now the floor is open. If anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand and Kasturi ji would respond to it.
चैट में पूछता हूँ.
क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है कस्तूरी साहब, चैट में कोई पूछ रहा है,
हाँ,
what about small and medium exporters who do not have workers to manage all the transport records? How can this benefit smaller exporters?
see, you appoint somebody who will take care of this. Because if you don't have big factory premises, large turnover, आपके लिए ऑप्शन एक ही है कि यू गो ओनली फॉर T1. बिकॉज
अच्छा,
हैंडीक्राफ्ट सेक्टर में जरूरी नहीं कि आप T2 T3 के लिए जाएं. You
हाँ
go
हाँ
with the T1, get recognition so that you can get better possibilities. Let me give you one more aspect. बहुत कम लोग इसके बारे में बात करते हैं. Exporting through post is also very good opportunity for handicraft exporters. Postal department has taken responsibility of picking the cargo from your home. Even they help you packing the cargo as per the requirements. And everything is online. So if you are well educated, if you can do this, there is a great potential for you. Go only for tier 1, don't go beyond that for the time being.
अच्छा, हमारे साथ है मुजाहिद निजाम. आप क्वेश्चन पूछिए मुजाहिद जी. हेलो मिस्टर मुजाहिद निजाम, आप अपना क्वेश्चन पूछिए. आप सुन पा रहे हैं हमको? अच्छा, चैट में क्वेश्चन लिखा है.
Yeah, पढ़ा मैंने. If your
हाँ.
AEO tier 1 is waiting for renewal, please go ahead, make the application. Don't wait.
And what are the fees to apply for T1 certification? Also, when reviewing, what are the
Fees
fees
won't be
applicable?
there as such. There would be some small amount of fee. It's
Uh-huh.
not something that, because it is not oriented from that angle.
Okay.
Maybe some processing fee would be there. That's it.
अच्छा.
ये
हेलो हेलो रमेश जी, नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
अभी
अभी
कैसे
एक
हैं
है,
आप?
there is, I have one question.
Yeah.
जी.
The small exporters are unable to get payment directly from the small buyers abroad, that is usually USA, and they are getting payments from elsewhere and via like that. But they want to open an account in USA. and get the payment directly to their bank account and then transfer that to Indian account. Is it possible?
That would be
Did
possible.
you understand my point?
Yeah, that would be possible where you enter into a third party agreement.
What is that, sir?
Third party agreement is the buyer is someone else, payment is made by someone else, and there is
Yeah, that is not allowed in the RBI rules. No. That is the issue, no? Third
no,
party.
that is allowed in the RBI rules, provided you enter into
Uh-huh.
tripartite agreement and declare so on the shipping bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we need not open an account in USA
No
and get
need.
the payment.
There are n number of cases happening on daily basis where shipment is made to Bangladesh or some other country and payment is coming from Singapore from a third party. Absolutely
Uh,
no problem.
okay. So that
It
is
is
called third
already
party
known by
agreement.
RBI. If you look at master direction of RBI of goods and services, you will get this specific
Mm.
entry, third party payments.
Where, sir?
Master direction of RBI on export of goods and
Okay.
services. Even if you put
Okay.
in,
Master direction of RBI.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. हाँ मुजाहिद जी, आप क्वेश्चन पूछिए अपना। चैट में कोई क्वेश्चन हो रहा है? चैट में एक बार चैट देखिएगा तो कस्तूरी साहब।
हाँ, देखता हूँ कुछ है तो।
क्वेश्चन है सर।
Due for renewal, I have already replied. As an SEZ manufacturing unit handling regular imports and exports, are there any additional benefits or compliance expectations proposed for AEO certified SEZ units? No, on the contrary, you have more facilitation because you are SEZ that is already, if you are a manufacturing SEZ unit, is already covered in a secured place. On the contrary, they may not insist on very strong security measures for you. Additional, otherwise, benefit, etc. No, there is no additional benefit. Whatever benefits that are available depending on your status are already listed in the presentation. I will share this, sir. Please share it with all those who are attending so that they have the document with them.
Okay. Anyone else? If anyone else has any other question, you can raise your hand. हाथ खड़ा कीजिए, raise कीजिए।
Narendra Mehta, he said, I am from Rajasthan. I am new to export in handicraft. My simple request to you, from whatever is your district place, go to the postmaster. Ask him how he is going to pick and pack services and take your product abroad. If you have friends abroad, and you must be having some friends abroad, get order from them, export by post, get payment in advance. Start with something, 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, and then grow. It's possible.
आलोक बनर्जी जी, अपना क्वेश्चन पूछिए आप। आलोक राज बनर्जी, आलोक पूछिए।
Hi, sir. Hi.
Yeah.
I am audible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Two questions I have already asked, sir. The last one is there any proposal to simplify the
Yes, this will be all
digitization of AO
digitized in
renewal process?
totality. It will be
Is
digitized
this a
in totality.
faceless process? Yeah.
Business process, there are people who are doing. There is
What
one.
is the faceless process?
Yes, sir. Wanted to know that this is a totally faceless process, or is there any mechanism, or we have to chase it out? Suppose we file the
No.
paper.
It is faceless.
Okay.
It is faceless.
Okay.
Prepare. See, the forms are very exhaustive. Prepare them well. It will come through.
Understood.
Okay, thank you। और किसी का कोई प्रश्न है? अगर कोई प्रश्न है चैट में भी, I think we have covered the chat.
I think all answers are given on chat.
So if there are no more questions, So we can close the session. So thank you so very much, Sudhakar Kasturi, for the knowledge that you shared with all our member exporters with respect to AEOs. और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि आज के सेशन के बाद कुछ लोग जरूर सोचेंगे.
आपसे मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है, गवर्नमेंट हैज आइडेंटिफाइड देयर इज अ स्कीम कॉल्ड OPOD, one product one district.
हाँ जी.
Wherever there are handicraft product, ask them to meet from the district the postmaster. Let him take one session there in the district itself, how you can export it by post. Because I'll tell you the reason. Post has connectivity with 100 odd countries. And the system is that you file applications online, they take the responsibility of customs clearance. The product goes to the post office in another country, and that is how it is delivered finally to the customer. So there is assurance that it will come through. And they help you with drawback, they help you with everything. It is online credited. But people are not aware, they should do this. They should go to the post office, they should look at it.
Okay, thank you sir, thank you very much कस्तूरी जी. अब इस चीज को भी डिसेमिनेट करेंगे अपने मेंबर एक्सपोर्टर्स. So if there are no more questions, we close this session with thanks to Sudhakar Kasturi and to all those participants who have joined us on this exporters clinic session. We'll come again with the next edition of our exporter clinic very soon, and we'll keep you posted. And we also have a seminar on Saturday, physical seminar on Saturday in Delhi. So the information for the same will also be disseminated to you. So please join us there in that physical session, or else join us in the next edition of Exporters Clinic. Thank you once again. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Namaskar.